Kickoff unit all lined up, and we're ready to put toe to leather. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Commodores' offense is on the field for the first time today. These rivalry games can really get the blood pumping, and we'll see who can manage their emotions best early.
Everyone's been waiting for this game, right? You know, both of these teams have had this game circled all the way back to the beginning of the offseason, so you got to be able to play under control.
With passion, with energy, with hatred, because it's a rivalry game, but keep your emotions in check and making sure I'm controlling what I can control.
Quarterback on the keeper. Picks up the first down and gets down to avoid contact. They moved the chains on the ground last time. Let's see if they try to hit him up top. Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. Quarterback got it himself. Crosses the 30, he's got to lay it. What a play to get it inside the red zone, and they are set up at the 17.
It's so difficult when you're running a pass play, but really it becomes a run because he can do that. The quarterback can scramble around. Receivers are running down the field. I got to cover him and run down the field. Now I got to come try to catch this guy who's flying downhill so fast. The angles don't work. He's too athletic. That's why you get a big game.
And the Commodores have it with a 1st and 10. On the run, it's Alexander. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple. After losing a couple on that last play, here's 2nd and 12. From the gun, they'll give it on the inside. And after the stop, that is going to put a bow on this first quarter. So they had a chance to talk over this 3rd down play to open the period. It has been all defense all the time in the early going as we wrap up the first quarter, and the stats certainly reflect that. Let's see if the offenses can find a little rhythm here in the second. Now facing a 3rd and long. Looking for a man, it's Pavia. Throws to the tight end. Big guy smells it. He stopped just short of the goal line, but they'll have it 1st and goal from the 1. They'll run it. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Commodores. They can use this first score to sort of set the tone, guys, in this rivalry matchup.
Man, doesn't this feel good to come out, score early, get the crowd involved, get the nerves out of the way, Palmer, when you're playing in a big rivalry game?
Yeah, and I feel like momentum is always a big thing in any game, but in rivalry games, it's that much more important because everybody is going to feed off that first score now.
And with the extra point, they get the first 7 of the game. They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. And we've got a superb matchup to watch here, David. One of the best quarterbacks in the country, and how much will he be willing to challenge one of the best corners in the land?
Well, and it's going to be more interesting to me, Jesse, do they let him make a play? Like, does he choose to go after him and believe in his ability and believe in his matchups, or do they stay away from him? Because a lot of people stay away from him. He's that good out wide that you don't want that smoke. And I'm interested to see, Jesse, if he has the onions to go after the corner and try to make plays on it.
Well, one thing we know about him for sure is he's a believer in his own arm talent. He's the kind of guy that thinks he can fit the football into the smallest windows, but you're right. He's got to pick his battles and be careful when he decides to attack this guy because he has picked off some really good quarterbacks in the past, and you know he's just licking his chops, hoping for a chance today.
And they stop him just short of the stick. It'll bring up a decision on 4th down. Referee signals timeout. It's the defense wanting to make sure that they have everything just right with a big play coming. Punt is in the air on 4th down. No fair catches here, looking for room. They'll get down and put a stop to this return. They'll mark it at the 32. Use the play fake, now to throw. with the catch. It's Stowers. That's about as close as you can get to that marker, and it will be second and just a few breaths away from the first down. Catch in the middle, it's Hoskins. He knew exactly where he wanted to go with that one, and they've got enough for the first down. Ready to fire from the pistol. Looking to throw, it's Pavia. Got his man. Breaks into the open. They pick up the first down. They'll mark him at the 34. Got to be expeditious here. The offense uses a timeout to stop the clock, and they'll get a quick breather. Looking downfield on first down. Makes a connection. Really nice job there by both guys to throw and the catch to work that defense and get the first down. Now from inside the red zone. He makes a grab. He gets it in. Touchdown, Vandy.
Man, what great offensive execution. You talk about addressing a 2-minute situation and using almost all of the clock, adding to your lead and creating more momentum going into the half. Great execution by this offense.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point makes it 14-0. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Looking for those open spaces and opportunity. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. Under a minute to play here in the first half, and the offense will take a knee, and that is how we'll wrap up the first half. We've played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Man, great energy in that building. There always is when these two get together. And a fun first half between these rivals. And a lot of coaches will say limiting the big plays and maybe hitting on a few yourself is key. But I'm more of a move the chains guy. Give me efficiency every day of the week and twice on Saturday. The offensive unit that subscribes to the less is more philosophy might be the one that leaves here today with a big fat W. With that, let's throw it back to the guys to see how this rivalry matchup plays out.
He'll bring it back from inside his 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. And we'll see the offense make its way onto the field here, hoping for a successful drive. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on first down. Second down coming. What will they dial up on second, and a long way to go? From the gun, the ground game. Turning it on! Now they've got even more breathing room out to the 31 and a fresh set of downs.
And after giving up a long run defensively, they don't have a chance to substitute now. They've got to get ready to go because the offense is going tempo.
Got it in the middle, it's Sanchez.
This slot receiver gives defensive coordinators nightmares. You have got to double him virtually on every pass play. He better have safety help over top. Otherwise, this guy's a threat to score every time they throw the ball.
And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Wilson to pass. Looking down the middle. He makes a catch. And this defense's head is spinning. He gets it down to the 27.
Well, I know they're losing right now, but they're not going to be losing for long if they keep hitting shots like that. And I love the idea here, taking a shot to your best player on offense. This guy is one of the biggest playmakers in all of college football. Tremendous speed. He locates the ball, makes a catch, and that play gives this offense so much confidence.
Time running out, and he goes down at the 34.
That is an example of a defender just stepping up and making a play. You just gave up a big completion down the field. That's not going to happen again. That's not happening on my watch. Right away, that D lineman decides to go after the QB, and he makes a big play.
So now on second and long, you start to think just don't fall out of field goal range. Wants to go up top. Here comes the heat. Oh, and he took a shot as he threw that one away. And this offense just can't afford not to get the first down here. Already trailing big, and the clock is not their friend. Throwing right. It's caught. Makes the grab over the defense, and they are threatening now down at the 15. That's it for the period, and it's Vanderbilt holding the lead. And they've built a comfortable lead after 3 quarters of play. Let's take a look at how we've gotten here. One more period to go, and we'll see just how much fight they've got left in them. They'll go back to work with a first down in the final period. Tight end in motion, see how the D reacts. They've marched to the red zone, and here they go. Gets it out fast. They go up top to get it down to the 5-yard line as they try to pay off this drive. First and goal, and this feels like their chance to make a game of it. Wilson will throw. He's in for the touchdown. Well, how about that? And after that touchdown, we might have a finish after all, Jesse.
I love it, Reese, and this team is not quitting. Yeah, they're down on the scoreboard right now, but they are clawing and they are scratching their way back in this game. They're going to keep going hard until this clock reads all zeros.
Now they'll line up for what they hope is automatic. And it's up and good as they draw just a touch closer. They're set to kick it off, and this crowd now ready to get behind them. Fielded in the end zone, it's Sherrill. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Vanderbilt has it back and heading out to go on the attack. They've been firing on all cylinders, touchdowns on each of the first 2 drives, and they'll try to make it 3 for 3. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. Second down, they'll go to the air. Grabbed over the middle, it's Sherrill. There he goes. The 30. He's at the touchdown doors. Once he got some room, it was over.
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. And if this quarterback gets through his progression, David, he hits you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy. The connection between quarterback, wide receiver, you can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
Getting set for the point after. And the extra point is true, and they have a 2-touchdown lead, up 14 in the 4th. The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. Fielded in the end zone, it's Sanchez. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Out comes the offense as they get set to take over. The sure hands, it's Moore.
How crazy is it that one of the best receivers in all of college football just made his first catch in this big of a game? You've got to give the defense tons of credit. They've had a plan for him. They've limited him, and that's why they're going to win.
Caught near the sticks. It's Moore. That one could really put this drive into high gear as they have a first down at the 37. Wilson to pass. Quickly out to the tight end. Makes the grab almost to the first down marker, but a good pickup on that one. To the air on second down. Grabbed behind the line. It's Morris. Found enough room to get it into enemy territory. They're down at the 43-yard line. trying to get everybody set with the clock still running. Looking to throw on first down. Makes the catch. They are on the move down to the 32, and they pick up another first down. To the air on first down. Quarterback now breaking the field. They immediately call timeout, trying to preserve every second they can to try to rally here late. Going to swing it on second down. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. There to make the tackle, but the big throw is good enough to give them a first down. They're threatening to score, and they'll throw it. Quick completion on the out route. And he goes out of bounds after coming up with positive yardage there. Going to work on second down in the red zone. Is still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. And it'll be incomplete. This is some physical pass defense. That last incomplete pass has him staring at a 3rd and 3. Got his man. He's brought down, but he's got him inside the 10. First and goal from the 8. Everybody lined up, quickly snapped and spiked to stop the clock. Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. Wilson will throw. Trying to set up the screen. That completion will take it close to the 5-yard line. They'll mark it at the 6. They're at their fastest tempo trying to get off this 3rd down play. From the gun, wants to pass. Unleashes to the end zone. And that ball was in harm's way, and he is lucky to get that one back. A field goal really doesn't do much for you in this situation, so they'll go for it on 4th and goal. They want to throw it. Looking to the end zone. This is caught for the late touchdown, so let's not put this one to bed just yet.
If we had any chance to make this happen, we had to score with a little bit of time on the clock. Now we need a miracle. Now we need to kick the onside, get an onside kick, and somehow, some way, make a big play.
They'll try to tack one more on their score. And with the extra point, they're down a touchdown, 21-14. That is what they mean when they say ball control, a 14-play touchdown drive. And they get it into the end zone with a 6-yard touchdown pass.
Yeah, and this is why you put your hands team on the field most of the time. When you know it's coming, and you put those guys that are great catchers of the football. The first guys, what do? They go block. They go blow somebody up. The next guys catch the football, secure it, get your butt on the ground. And most of the time when you do this, the ball game